I've made a decision, Rem.
Which is?
Run away with me. As far as we can go.
Run away to an exhilarating place where everything is in your arms. Take a trip inside.
We would arrive in Kararagi and rent a place to stay. As long as we had a home and some work, we could manage to get by somehow. Once the two of us had a stable income, we could look for a better place to live. We would go to work, spend our evenings together, and once we had enough money, we could buy a house. It's embarrassing to say, but we could have a baby. The child would be half demon and half human, so I'm sure it would be feisty. But I know that they would be completely adorable.
And by the way, you look really sexy in that outfit.
Though I will say, I think it's a bit unfair to even presume that. Gulping down my body fluids again, are you?
Subaru rolls over and sees Petra in the bed, curled up next to him. Subaru just woke up next to a 12-year-old.
And by the way, you look really sexy.
To vanish away, disappear, dust, so many much. Appreciate it if you shut your disgusting mouth.
I finally found you. Stay back, I suppose. So you finally accept your fate?
That's not a very accurate description. If anything, I would say that now I've made up my mind.
Subaru's body flailing around on the floor as Rom is choking him to death. Too weak to fight back, Subaru's just about ready to accept his death when suddenly Rom lets go of his neck. Coughing up blood, Subaru realizes that Rom has collapsed from exhaustion. Gazing down at her motionless body, Subaru picks up a large rock with both his hands and lifts it up into the air.
Do you swear you'll stay forever, even if your face don't stay together? Stay forever.
The sound of the rock hitting her skull was so loud that it echoed throughout the forest. Subaru's behavior eventually led to his nickname, the Purge King. The Purge King truly was the physical embodiment of fear itself. Tails. She vocalized her frustration as she disposed of the man's corpse, but Subaru wasn't happy with Frederica's disrespect. So later that night, when she brought him his dinner, he flipped another coin as she was leaving. "Heads," he said. "Don't worry, Frederica. Your family is safe for now." middle of Pandemonium's reception hall, a blinding light swallowed the entire room and then shattered. Lagunica was desperate to subjugate the villainous Purge King, so they had no choice but to send Reinhardt Van Estrella to complete the task. As the dust clears, Reinhardt is surprised to find Subaru unharmed, sitting on his throne with Hannibal and Cecilus at his side. Reinhardt begs her to leave the building immediately when suddenly a sword of ice pierces clean through his abdomen, making him cough up blood and fall to his knees. Both Reinhardt and Emilia were shocked at what just occurred. Reinhardt was supposed to have divine protections that should have blocked the attack, but because Emilia did it unconsciously, Reinhardt's blessings couldn't detect it. "Please, Reinhardt, leave Subaru alone," Emilia says, to which Reinhardt replies, "That is not possible." Reinhardt informs Emilia that Subaru had been responsible for over 126,000 deaths. Emilia wasn't aware of any of this, but it didn't matter. She wasn't going to give up on Subaru no matter what. She runs up and hugs Subaru and begs him to run away with her. She explains that she did resent him at first for what he did to her, but it didn't matter anymore. Even after she learned of all the evil acts he committed as the Purge King, Emilia had forgiven him for all of it. And something about that made Subaru distrust her. How could anyone forgive him for all of the horrible things he's done? It's impossible, he thought. Subaru shoves her across the hallway and calls her a liar. All his other thoughts disappeared, and everything in his head was suddenly replaced with fear. As Subaru watches in horror, Emilia's color slowly fades to gray. He starts to scream in agony as Emilia's silver hair and amethyst eyes turn to black and white. The maids killing Subaru in the Roswell mansion ended up traumatizing him, giving him extreme trust issues that basically ruined his life. He became a monster who the entire world was scared of, but deep down, Subaru was the one who was actually scared. Subaru's trust issues eventually led to his vision being limited to black and white. Reinhardt he expected to at least have a hint of color, but no. He was black and white as well. They were all fake to Subaru. The only people that still had their color were Beatrice and Emilia. Subaru killed Beatrice, and now Emilia had just lost her color. So now the entire world was black and white for Subaru. Well, almost the entire world.
I'm feeling detached, there's no coming back. I wanna say that I hate you. The hate in my heart, it drives me so far away from the things I always knew. I miss the love that I know I lost. I miss the one that I love a lot. Drinking alone in the parking lot. When is it gonna stop?
I heard a voice ripe with hatred, a sound which would not leave my ears. Words imbued with rage followed me. It was frightening, so frightening that I could not bear it. I was being crushed by the pressure of this noise, which did not obscure its murderous intent.
I'm going to kill you!
And with the more I clung to my life, the more I would hurt others. First and foremost, I was sorry, so sorry, and yet I was still drowning.
You okay? Hey, Rem!
Please, Stay alive.
Wait, no, don't leave me.
Live for me. I love you.
Ren?
I am a Sin Archbishop of the Witches' Cult, representing Sloth, Betelgeuse from Conti. Yes! Because of that, the girl is dead. You killed her. It was all your doing. Oh, you, it was you, it was you, it was you, it was you! Subaru-kun!
レム、ここがゼロだ。俺はここからもう一度ゼロから始めなきゃいけない。
This dimension's one and only Spider-Man. At least I was. But I'm not like the others.
Your life on the line for someone else? Throwing yourself into danger without thinking for someone else? Running with everything you've got, all for someone else? Risking your life just to accomplish something for someone else? Is that even possible? Can someone like that really exist?
I don't remember any of it! Who are you? Who are you all? Who are you all talking about?
in my mouth. I hate the shows I laugh about. I hate the first time.
Patching together, continuing to form and shape, patching together.
So, who the hell are you?
Don't you remember me? How sad.
All the information points to you being Natsuki Subaru.
But with both my heart and my soul know otherwise! Now answer me already!
Do you think you're the strongest because you're Reinhard? Or are you Reinhard because you're the strongest?
Just what are you trying to say?
If I were able to become you for a moment, this foolish idea would become a lot more grounded and real, don't you think? I've made my decision. Now it's just a matter of doing the best I can to achieve it.
Patching together, continuing to form its shape. Patching together, continuing to mold its shape. Patching together, and continuing towards bringing myself closer to completion. Patching together, and even now, as I patched myself together, I was still incomplete.
What do you mean, problem?
Hey, don't worry! Forget about it! Everything's fine!
What I'm saying is, Subaru's mind is mixed up. The inside and outside are all jumbled.
I feel sick. I don't have time to spend whining like this. You idiot.
A dream. I saw a dream.
The return by death authority you possess is a tremendous thing. There's no one but you who can satisfy my curiosity now. For that purpose, I need you to take me, use me, and rob me of all the greed you like so we can take hold of our future. This might be close to love. Yes, it's a vow of love. And how will you respond to that love? I want your answer. After all, this is one of the replies that will satisfy my curiosity.
When I die, I go back in time.
Natsuki Subaru woke the same as any other day, except a voice was in his head. After forming the contract with Echidna, she's been able to communicate with him through sound waves, and she can watch everything he does through the black crystal pendant hanging from his neck. With Echidna's help, Subaru was able to save the sanctuary, pass the trials, and protect everyone he cares about. But that didn't come without a cost. She was a perverse, demonic figure that exuded a sensation of inescapable ruin and destruction, but Subaru still found it difficult to be afraid of her. There was a sudden knock on Subaru's door, but having repeated this loop already, he knew exactly who it was. Right on schedule, Petra says good morning and explains that she's got plans to go shopping this afternoon. However, she doesn't know if the weather will be nice enough. They chat for a bit longer, and then Subaru visits the courtyard where Garfield was sparring with Reinhardt. The thought of Reinhardt as an enemy gave Subaru the chills, and that's exactly why Subaru secretly led him to join the Amelia camp about a year ago. Subaru caused Reinhardt to feel depressed and out of place. With nowhere else to turn, he accepted Subaru's offer to support Amelia, but after being abandoned by Felt, Reinhardt was never the same. Because of his childhood trauma, Garfield was miserable as well, but instead of working through his trauma and solving the problems within his heart, Roswaal and Subaru excluded him entirely.
Hey, Beatrice. Sorry to intrude.
Beatrice said nothing and sat in a corner with her forehead pressed to her knees. In the past, she might have greeted Subaru with some form of insult, but now she wouldn't say anything at all. Up until this point, Beatrice had dedicated her entire life to her contract. But now, that contract was broken, and so was Beatrice. In a deep depression, Beatrice spent the rest of her days incessantly sobbing, with a non-existent will to live. Subaru wrapped his arms around her to comfort her shivering body without knowing that he was really the one searching for comfort. Amelia was so different from before because what she saw in the trial brought back painful repressed memories that continue to haunt her relentlessly. And because Subaru took the trials for her, she was never able to overcome her traumatic past, resulting in an unstable, incomplete version of Amelia that was now entirely dependent on Subaru. He couldn't help but wonder if perhaps Amelia would have been better off without him. Whether or not he made the right decision was a question that constantly plagued Subaru throughout his daily life. Echidna would offer him reassurance, but it was never enough. The possibility of regretting something was terrifying to Subaru.
Oh, Elsa. You were outside earlier, right? How was the weather out there?
Elsa replied that the weather was fine, and Subaru nodded in confirmation, and then asked her for another small favor.
I see. Thank you. Now, please take your knife and lop off my head.
Subaru's blood sprayed across the room and his consciousness faded away. With his final thoughts, he felt sympathy for whichever maid would have to clean up the mess. Once again, Petra knocks on the door and says good morning to Subaru. And just like in the previous loop, explains that she has plans to go shopping this afternoon but doesn't know if the weather will be nice enough. However, this time, Subaru has a proper response for her.
Rest assured, Petra. The weather's going to be nice today, so you don't need to worry.
And that was the response he had died for. With all the afflictions and hardships that Subaru went through, he was unconsciously led to rely on the witch. And with Subaru's return by death ability at her disposal, Echidna held the world in her palm.
You truly are someone who can satisfy me.
His suffering would become her satisfaction. And that was the witch's love.
Ah, even so, why must love always fade?
Trying to run away won't help you. That's enough.
Hey, buddy, you can play with us for a second. Hell, you looking so spaced out for?
You don't understand what's going on here, huh? Why don't we make him find out?
I'm sorry. Now, do you realize how many times I've met you guys total? Idiot. Good for you. And your share is always increasing. You're meant to laugh.
Темная ночь, только пули свистят по
When Subaru first arrives in Lagunica, he's visibly prideful. He runs around like an idiot trying to cast magic spells, and he assumes that the alley thugs he runs into are just low-level NPCs that he can one-shot with his S-tier combat strength. He later ends up disappointed when he finds out he's just about as useless as he was in Japan, but like we saw, when Subaru realized he was powerless, he swallowed his pride and cried out for the guards when he needed help. That's why he was able to survive. Reinhardt appeared and saved the day because Subaru was humble enough to admit to his own vulnerability. This doesn't happen. Subaru doesn't call out for someone to save him. Even when faced with danger, Subaru's too prideful to ask for help, and that very pride is what ends up corrupting him, leading him down a much darker path. Stuck in a seemingly endless loop, Subaru started losing his mind. Exiting the alleyway, Subaru runs into Emilia. Subaru knows that Emilia will eventually die if he doesn't do something about it, so he vows to her, "No matter what, I will save you." Subaru still determines to save her, despite knowing he's failed to do so a total of 87 times. His 87 attempts to stop Elsa have resulted in 87 failures. To Subaru, Elsa was an unbeatable opponent. He eventually realizes that no amount of trial and error could stop her, so he finally gives in and decides to ask the city guards for help. Sitting on a rooftop, Subaru watches from above as Elsa slaughters the guards with ease, reaffirming Subaru's impression that Elsa is just invincible. But all of a sudden, Reinhardt shows up to save the day. This was actually the first time Subaru had ever seen Reinhardt. Staring at the loot house, Subaru says out loud, "Why don't you guys teach me?" and then turns around to face the several silhouettes standing behind him. All of their eyes looked insane and dead, and Subaru suspected that if he had a mirror, his eyes would appear the same. As time went on, Subaru amassed a group of accomplices who helped him achieve many of his goals. He eventually eliminated each one of the Sin Archbishops, passing along the credit of their defeat to the Emilia camp, but that still wasn't enough to win Emilia the throne. To guarantee her victory, Subaru would need to become the ultimate villain and then allow Emilia to defeat him, making her the ultimate hero. To accomplish this, Subaru would first need to eliminate every other villain to assure that he was the ultimate one. Then, he would need to eliminate every other hero to make sure that Emilia was the ultimate one. So Subaru continued down his path of murdering innocents and committing atrocities and slowly whittled away at the other candidates, the witch cult, and anything else that stood in Emilia's way. This continued until there was only one person remaining for Subaru to kill. The capital is on fire. To get here, it took him over 10,000 loops. Every horrible thing he did was necessary to bring him to this very point.
You must resent someone. Let it be me.
I don't resent anyone, Reinhardt. Especially you. You are a true hero. And that is all you can be.
Не заставляй меня смеяться, Рейнхард. Ты святой меча, защитник королевства, рыцарь, охраняющий Лагунику. Где? Что ты там смог защитить? Расскажи-ка мне, Рейнхард. Он поднял руки вверх, крича. Сейчас они были за воротами во дворец. Все в столице было охвачено пламенем. Это мой...
That's enough, villain.
Amelia.
How do you know who I am?
Right now, what I'm about to tell you is everything what a crazy rambling person would say. Just forget about it. Right now, the one who set the nation on fire is me! No one had any complaints. And I made this fire for you.
Burning the country? You're burning the country?
No, you're wrong. I'm doing this to make you the ruler. It's the only single way how. Watch me, Amelia! See me! Detest me! Burn me into your memory!
Who in the world even are you?
My name is Subaru Natsuki!
Subaru?
The witch is called Sin Archbishop, representing pride! Natsuki Subaru!
Archbishop?
The one who burnt the world. The one who rocked the country. The one who killed the